Hey everybody, this is Ashley with Publish with Ashley, and I'm back here with you live on Wednesday, the 28th, April 21. And I wanted to talk about key today. Maybe not as much how to find keywords, but what should go in those 7 boxes. I know this is a huge topic and everyone's always thinking that keywords are the thing. And that's true in a sense, but it's also the fact that you've got to kind of your book is about so that people can find you. All right. So if you haven't been on my channel before, this is Ashley with Publish with Ashley. Check out the show notes, subscribe, and like my YouTube channel, or comment on the Facebook group. I'm happy to have you all here. And what was the other thing? I don't remember, but that's okay. So we're going to be talking about keywords. So if you have any questions about keywords, do comment, let me know, and I will try and answer those. All right, so I'm going to open up and share my screen. I have a PowerPoint so that I can describe what I'm talking about. Okay, I guess I'm going to share the screen. All right, so you're going to see me for a sec, but then I'm going to open this up. Okay, so what you're seeing right here is we're going to talk about KDP keywords. And I want to talk about here. I'm just going to move something. So there we go. I think. Okay. So I think you guys can see me and I can see you. Okay, there we are. That's what I wanted to see. All right. So I wanted to, yeah, that's sharing that screen. Okay, good. Just making sure. All right. So grandmothers. So the type, okay, so this is an example, this grandmother's journal, memories and keepsakes for my grandchild. This is actually a book on KDP, and it's just used an example. So here's your 7 keyword boxes, and here is your title and subtitle. All these are keyword rich. And I want to talk about, a lot of people are getting errors for repetitive keywords, that sort of thing. So this is a great example. See, grandmother's journal. They have their title and subtitle on the cover. You don't have to have the subtitle, but you do have to have the exact title. Some books do have the subtitle as well, and that's fine. So grandmother's journal, and then the subtitle is memories and keepsakes for my grandchild. See, all these are good keyword that people would be searching for, grandmother's journal, and then what it's for, memories and keepsakes for my grandchild. And see, none of those are repeated. I know a lot of you are having problems with repetitive keywords. Don't repeat your keywords. Just use them as they would be used naturally in a sentence. So grandmother's journal, memories and keepsakes for my grandchild. That's kind of the keywords you want to do for your title and subtitle. Now let's talk about those 7 boxes. So you have, this is general, okay? So this is what I kind of do in the sense of these are what I put in the 7 boxes, but it's not set in the sense of each block is only so big and it only has so many characters. So sometimes I will find this one that says specific or other words. I will take some of these words and put them into the other boxes. People ask, should it be a sentence? Should it not be a sentence? It can be a sentence. But it doesn't have to be. It can just be words. The Amazon algorithm is smart enough to create sentences. So if you have words in order or not order, Amazon will kind of know how to handle that. So you don't have to be as worried about making them sentences in the keyword boxes. That is not true in the title and the subtitle. The title and the subtitle, you want it to be able to be read by whatever native speaker it is. So if it's an English speaker, it should, it's in English, it should be read by an English speaker in a sentence type. All right, so let's talk. So these are the 7 boxes that what I do. It's a general idea, right? So I kind of talk about in the first box, the type of interior. So for the example here, blank line, right? So there's blank, and you don't have to have an S. I think I did have an S down here, but you don't have to have S. So you could put blank line or you could put blank lines, but you don't have to have an S. Yet again, remember, Amazon's algorithm is smart enough to know that an S or not an S doesn't make a difference as far as it's concerned. Diary, notebook, book. So those, and notice I didn't repeat any from the title or subtitle. You don't ever have to repeat. You can repeat, but it doesn't necessarily do anything for you if you repeat. So that's kind of, so those were the types of words I'd put in the first one. It'd be kind of describing the interior. Now, this obviously depends what your interior is. You would describe it. I'm just giving you an example from this. Number 2, a niche or a sub-niche. So I either talk about the niche or kind of the sub-niche. In this sense, you've got a journal, and it's a grandmother's journal, and it's a keepsake type journal. So those are kind of the niches. So here I've talked about grandma, grandkids, and memory keeper. These are, I put memories here. And yes, I know that memory and memories is a plural, but I kind of wanted to make sure that that was in the algorithm. So memory keeper. You can put more words. This is just kind of my thoughts initially. Cover specific. I try and include something about the cover in one of the boxes because some people are looking for a blue journal or a pink journal or something like that. So I try and kind of describe what's on the cover. So this one, green, orange, purple, blue leaves, right? There's blue leaves over here and here. There's, I guess there's kind of red. This might be considered red or brown. So you can add some more colors or whatever the main color is, but I kind of just described things that would be on the cover. The next one, who is it for, or your target market? So this is a gift. You maybe have this as a gift or a present for Nana. And these are other words for grandma. I use a lot of synonyms because around the country, people have different dialects that might use different types of words. So sometimes I will look up on Amazon, or not Amazon, well, sometimes on Amazon, but usually on Google, I'll look up synonyms for keywords. So grandma is a keyword. So I looked up some synonyms for grandma. So it's a gift or present for Nana, Granny, Gran, Nan, Gigi. Those are other kind of names for grandma. And notice I didn't put for, gift for Nana, gift for Granny, gift for Gran. You don't have to have the words like for, in, the small connector words. The Amazon algorithm totally ignores. So there's no real reason to waste your keyword space. Oh, I think I'm back. This one I did have gift from grandchildren, grandchild, grandkid. Oh, sorry, this was number 5. What market might use this? So you may talk about who would use this. Gift from grandchildren. And yet again, this might be a search term people are using. If you're on Facebook, I'm sorry, Facebook apparently is having troubles, so it may or may not actually broadcast to Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, I'm sorry. Okay, wait. Okay, cancel. Okay, whatever. I think it might have just cut off Facebook users. Sorry. Okay, where was I? Sorry. Number 5, what the market might use it, and what this is like a search term for who might be searching for it, what might they use it for. I know I have gift repeated, and from is a small connector word, but it was kind of one that I thought as a phrase people might actually type in, gift from grandchildren. You know, people are looking for a gift from a grandchild or grandchild or grandkid, right? So I put those in. Search phrases. So phrases you think your audience might be searching for to find this. What do you think they will type in for something like this product? So I have guided, diary, prompt, record life story, and inspire. So it's like a guided prompt book. So I have a guided diary. It has prompts. You know, you record your life in this sort of thing. It's a life story, inspire. You know, you might have something like record grandma's life story. Someone might have a search for that. So I have record, and then grandma is already contingent over up here, life story. So I don't repeat keywords, but I kind of think of phrases people would type in. This is kind of my other or specific words. So grandma, traditions, lessons, you know, like life lessons, if you have like a family tree, that people can record their family tree inside the book, something like that. And experiences. So those are kind of the things I would put in. So I use kind of this structure. And like I said, it's just a structure. You can change it up. It doesn't have to be one, you can mix it or match. It doesn't really matter. But this kind of gives me an idea when I'm going through the types of things I do. Okay, so let me stop sharing my screen. I'm gonna have to move my other screen over. Okay, so question, let me open up. Okay, so questions. Linda said, thank you. You're welcome. I hope it's helpful. I know everyone always has a hard time with keywords, and so I thought this would be helpful to give you. I'm all about giving you a structure, but remember, it's a structure. You can deviate and you can find out what works for best for you, but it's just to give you an idea of the types of things. How I come up with some of those words is a few things. One, I will look on Amazon. I definitely, type things into Amazon and see what comes up on the search bar. As far as suggestions, if you have the extender apps, it'll show you what people type in before and after, and those are things you can put in there. I look through other people's listings and I just say, oh, that word would be a good word. Like I was looking through this one and it said family traditions. I was like, oh yeah, family traditions. Oh, I didn't even put family on there, right? No, I put family tree. So, but traditions, things like that. So I just start brainstorming words that people might use. And then I'll also type into Google, like I said, synonyms. So if I'm having trouble coming up with synonyms for grandma, I literally typed into Google synonyms for grandma, and it gave me a bunch of synonyms. So that's kind of how I do it. Is that a profit niche? You could work in it. I don't, yeah. So right now, that sort of thing is probably selling really well because of Mother's Day, grandmothers, mothers. But yes, I do have some like grandma and mom and dad journals where I give prompts and they, the grandma or dad or mom can fill that out. And then, what was I saying? They can fill those prompts out and then give it to their children. So yeah, those are selling. I have a few in various niches that are selling. Maybe you want to do a smaller niche rather than grandma. This kind of thing can work for anything. Maybe an interesting or good one, which might be really good for summer or for the end of the school year / beginning of school or Teacher's Day might be, tell me, funny prompts for teachers so that, teachers can tell their funny stories about students they've had or things that inspire them, right? So these are kind of sub niches. You have a prompt journal, you have teachers, and then maybe you have either the sub niche would be funny stories or inspiring stories, right? So you can take something like this, these types of prompt journals, and make it for any sort of group. And yes, they will sell if you create a pretty cover. Well, pretty if it's a girl audience, right? And honestly, these are probably going to sell more towards a girl audience. But like I said, I do have some father and grandfather books out there like this, and they do sell. So, but the covers are more masculine, right? So an interesting cover for them. And then I try and sub niche down. So that's definitely something you can do. And yes, they are profitable. Are they really, really big niches that sell thousands of books a month? There are a few out there. This grandmother journal was selling pretty well. But if you're going to niche down, it's going to sell, 10, 20 books a month. And I think that's great. If I can come up with, 10 different books that sell 10 to 20 a month, it adds up. So you do want a good solid niche, and it's fine if it only sells 10 or 20 a month, because that's still, at $2 about for profit. Or if you make a much nicer journal and sell it at the $9.99 range, it's like $3.70 something. Then, that's 10 at $3.70 is like $37. So that's still really good profit. So you can do things like that. Is that helpful? Hopefully. Good. Oh, yep, you're from Morocco. I've been to Morocco. It was so beautiful. Yeah, so I hopefully that is helpful for you guys. But yeah, things like this memory keepsake journals definitely sell, but you have to focus and target them down. You can't just, it has to be a little bit smaller niche. It can't just be memories for anybody. It might be for, I think it might be fun to do one with the slang names, like Gigi, I know is a big slang name for grandma. So maybe someone who calls themselves Gigi would want to do a memory keeper for, from Gigi, because that's the name they love that their grandkids call them. So you can try and sub niche down that way even more and figure out, a good solid, small selling niche. But, 5 to 10, 20 books a month is still 5, 10, 20 a month. All right. I hope that was helpful. I don't want to keep you guys too long today. I just wanted to get this out here. Any more questions before I go? One more thing, just keywords I find difficult to find them. Well, I just showed you a whole bunch for grandma. It's really not as hard as you think. It's just going through Amazon. It's going through like I said, I use Google and find synonyms for words. I type things in and see what shows up. I look on other people's listings to get ideas of keywords that might be useful. I read the descriptions. So if you read the descriptions of other people's, not just the titles are good, but oftentimes I'll read descriptions and come up with, like family tree. So if you have a family tree within your book, that's a great keyword. And then maybe when I'm reading someone's description, I'll go, I should have included a family tree in my interior. So I go back and add that into my interior. So sometimes even just reading the descriptions gives you some good ideas and good keywords. So hopefully that is helpful. It's not as hard as you think. People make this really hard. They think they have to find the perfect keywords. And oftentimes it's not necessarily about the perfect keywords. It's about trying keywords and seeing if they work. And yeah, and you could create, what I kind of do sometimes is I'll create 2 or 3 covers. Like in this grandma journal niche, I might create 3 or 4 different covers with maybe different titles. And then I will put a few different keywords within the back end and see which ones of those do well. And for something like this, it's okay to create the same interiors, because someone who's buying a memory prompt book for grandma probably isn't going to buy like 4 of them. And so they're not going, that'd be a lot of work for grandma. They might buy 4 to give it to, different grandmas, but they're not going to buy 4 for the same grandma. So if they know the interior is the same, but grandma A likes blue and grandma B likes pink, then that's okay, because they're going to be giving it to different people. So having a similar interior but different covers is fine for this type of interior. Not all interiors, but this one. All right. I'm going to go because I am hungry for lunch. It is lunchtime around here in the U.S. Virginia area. So I will see you all next week. I'm probably going to do another, you should check out I did last night an income report to kind of show you the ups and downs of KDP. It's still really fabulous. I was doing my income the other day for March total of all my various online income streams, and I was pretty shocked at the amount I had between merch, Etsy, and I have an online consulting business and some other things. I was pretty shocked at the amount I had. I had to call my husband and tell him, and he was impressed too. So it can all build up. Just keep working, keep moving forward in anything that you're doing, and you'll succeed. It may take time and it may take work, but you'll succeed. Okay. All right. Yes. Oh, I'm so glad that Lydia. Yeah, it's Lydia. Sorry before. I'm glad that it was helpful about ads. I have an interview on Merch Money that I did about ads and how I do my ads. But kind of the overall lesson, I'll do another one. But you can go check that one out. I put it in my Facebook group. the link to it. But it's ads are a lot. I guess the overall summary of ads is you just have to keep trying, and it's okay in the beginning if you don't know what you're doing. Just start small so that you don't overspend a lot of money. And then as you get the hang of it and as you try different things, I think a lot about ads is you have to have a hypothesis. If I do this, I expect this to happen. And if it does happen, that's good. If it doesn't happen, you have to go, okay, why didn't it happen? And then ask yourself different reasons it could happen, and then try different things. So ads kind of a lot about experimentation. Anyway, I hope that was all helpful, but I do have to go. So I will talk to you all next week. Bye.